like update. I hope you're all keeping well. Welcome to my channel, Fishnthings. Now, today we're going to be making lead weights for the fishing weight. Just small weights with the 9 ounce kind of size. We've got some lead here. As you can see, and I'll have to cut it up and make it a smaller size to fit into the smelter for melting it down. Now, this is now off of the Kerk Reef. This is at the bias, and the lead's getting off a deer nowadays. Now, if you get yourself a chisel of some kind, and a cold cut chisel, and a good heavy hammer, and get a chop. It's easy to cut. Just like that, and then bend it over, flatten it, bend again. Now, that should be a small enough size to fit in. But there are a few of them. We've got a few molds here, different weights, but what I'm looking for is 8 ounce molds. Today, 8 or 9 ounce. That's an 8. That shape, different shapes here. I like this one. It's a bonnet shape, you'll see it when it comes out. That's my favourite thing. Do it in. And then there's that in, that's an 8 ounce now. There's wee clips that you've got to put in them. Here. Sometimes you've got to bend them a wee bit to suit the groove into the mold. Can be a wee bit of scuttery, but once you get up that, you kind of speed up after you start making a few. Now watch that in. It's the wee clip in. A different clip and an add-in. You get all this clippers online. I think I got them for eBay somewhere. That's a different clipper. I can fit in better. And a that in. And a that mold. Squash it in everything. That's fine. you can see, you clip these in, they just push further in. That's fine. No, it's fine. Now, what the idea now is, I've got a clump, because I want to clump the whole lot together, so I can pour them all together, and it'll hold them all. Push them over the edge. Now watch out. Oh, clump it. I like to top it clips in a wee bit, because the clips tend to push out a bit once the lead gets poured in. And they start setting, they push them out a wee bit, but it's alright, they still take a good hood. Now, for making lead weights, you really need a pair of welder's gloves and some kind of face protection, or at least eye protection, because sometimes, depending on what lead you're using, I shouldn't have a problem with roofing lead, but if you get your round rings off of the fishing nets, the soft ground nets, you get, the lead ringies, if you get them, it's been cut off a net, and pop them in the pot, they tend to, well, they don't hide it, but some of them can explode, because they've got wee pockets of water inside them, and as soon as you put them in to the molten lead, it like turns to steam inside and just explodes, and the lead just goes racked up and all like, and it's really dangerous, and whatever it hits, it instantly sets on top, and it's still burning heat. I mean, years ago, when I was a teenager, maybe even younger than that, it was me and my pal Boggy. Was in his granny's shed, and we was melting lead weights for going out to the river. And you need something good to pour them, a wee lip, to pour the molten lead to get a steady flow so it doesn't get all over the place. And me and Boggy, we found this teapot. I think it was his granny's teapot actually, his granny's great teapot. But anyway, we had him a spout. We thought to ourselves, oh, that'll be perfect for pouring the lead, Ken. So we cut up some lead and pop it into the teapot and put it on the stove that we had, melted the lead, everything was working fine, and then we popped in a couple of young round weights off the fishing nets, popped the lid on, and within a few seconds the lid, there was a big explosion, the lid got fleeing up, had a shady reef, and the lead got away. It was all sticking to shady reef. It got onto my guernsey. Luckily it didn't hit my face or my hands, so Nino's was hurt, but it just shows you the danger. And when the lead got onto my guernsey, it just instantly set, and it burnt all my guernsey, and you couldn't get it off. It just stuck to my guernsey, but that's why you can. Well, you need welder's gloves on it to grab out the molds, because they keep the heat for a long time. But I would recommend something like this, just in case it sparks up onto you, Ken. This lets you see the lead sticking in the back of here. Get that out. This is for explosions. This is bits that's exploded before. It doesn't always explode, but just if you get a sip of water in a lead, and this is bits that's exploded before and gone all over the place. And I don't know if you see that when a shady stick into the side of the shady, bits of lead that's exploded before. And that just shows you the dangers. Again, you're better with some kind of protection on your face. Now, this is a thingy that I bought. It's got a big dipper. Okay, if you can see that. You're focusing. It's got a big dipper, a cast-in furnace. I bought that thingy online. Oh, can't mind how long ago now, maybe 8 or 9 years ago. And it's all going strong. And the pot, it's a big enough pot for fit in. It's a fair bit. Now, I used to work gas burners and fit for over years, but I like this thingy. Okay? It's just an electric thingy, and it works out fine for me. Okay? They're not the cheapest, but then I can fit the cost now, and I can't mind fit I paid for it a current year ago. Okay? But you can, if you're interested in that thing, you can look it up and see what the cost. But I like that thingy. But I mean, I make a lot of weights, so we can throw a lot of weights in the booty. So I needed that kind of thing. Okay? Right, we'll switch her on. Switch her on to the max, and that's the light on. And that's a big dipper. Right, I'll put in all this bit easy. It's still cold yet, so I'm able to touch it with my hands again. And this is all weighties that was lying about, just small weights and that. There was wires nothing on them, but it doesn't matter. You can stick all that in, and once it's all melted, I'll scrape out all that bits and pieces of wires and all the shite, and it'll purify all the lead. This here, as you can see, this pile of stuff is all that unpurified stuff that you scrape out. This is a different mould again. Now, I wasn't actually going to use this in a day, because I'm not so keen the shape as seems, but they're alright, they do the job. This mould's got, it's got a 12 ounce, 2 8 ounce and 12 4 ounce. But I'll maybe put it on and just do the 8 ounce ones on it. Now I actually bought this mould, and when I first bought it, it came with the 2 sides the same, so I couldn't use it. And this is actually originally it came. And see if I can. It came like that. So the 2 sides was the same sides, and it wouldn't get on. See, so I got in touch with the company, and they sent me another one with the 2 opposite sides, so it would work. But what I did with the original one it came, I cut the ends off it, because even though it wasn't matching in the 2 outer ends, the middle end was matching. So I chopped the ends off it, and I drilled holes and put in a couple of pins, pin here and a hole here. Then when you line up the pins, I got a mould out of it, and it saved waste in it again. So I'll maybe put this, set this up, and I'll get a 4 leads out of this. 4 8 ounce leads. I'll just pour the middle leads. Middle leads here. Now what I do with this one is just clump it into the vise. And that's it. And that's your range. This is all my bits and pieces. I use this one for once it's all melted, the leads are melted, I scrape out all the shite that's burnt off, bits of metal in it that's in the bottom of the pot. Scrape all that out onto there, so the leads are purified, and you're going to have bits of shite sticking onto the holes. Okay? Yeah. Watch out for it exploding. And then this here, this for me is an ideal ladle for pouring a lead. And it's actually an ice cream an ice cream thing out of the house. Make sure I didn't tell a wife. And what I did with, I made a lap on the end of it, and this holds a perfect amount of lead for pouring one weekday. It actually has a wee bit more, it's deceiving, but it's just spot on for holding pouring. So you'll see it once everything's melted. Now, these moulds are also off a handy, because you didn't need this wee wires in essence. They've got wee bitties on them. It comes together and leaves a hole for you to. You have to poke it out a wee bit, but it works a well. So they're handy, you don't need wires. Right, I have a big glove on this time, and I'll put in a couple of bitties that we cut up earlier on. En as I say, it's nie af of the kerkrief. Before hom die sê so nie. Before you do your first pour into the molds, you have to heat up as molds. But because they're cold, as soon as you put the lid in, it'll start setting and you'll get gaps and everything in your wicht. It won't come out right. So you must heat up as molds just for your first pour. Once you've done a first pour, it's amazing how heat they get and they keep the heat. So, but the first thing, heat them up. Have a wee gas torch here. Now when you're scraping this, you're better to make sure as things right heat and all. Because as you can see, the lid dries out up, but heat this thing up right, so that doesn't happen. And then scrape your the shite off. So it's all that metal clip-ins and metal clippies and stuff. Now, I've got a good scrape being the bottom and all, so I can get all the stuff off of the bottom. And as you can see, it's all bonny and clean. Now for the ice cream scoop with a wee lip out up it on. Now, you must heat it up first, because if you just stick it in, usually the lid will stick to it. So get a good heaty up first, so that the lid doesn't set too quick before you get it to the mould. As you can see, it holds a fair bit. Now when you start pouring, you have to keep going, steady pour, then I stop until it's full. Doesn't matter if it falls up a bit. I'm hoping you see this on the camera. Just steady pour, then I stop for the very deep. Keep it going, keep it going, keep it going, and you'll see it rising up. It doesn't matter if you overflow it. Just as long as you don't stop when you're pouring it. Now, it's no good if you've got shaky hands. So, don't hear drum de nacht daarvoor. Now, iedereen. And steady pour. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. That's it. Now if you hesitate at all, it'll sit and you'll get an air pocket in it, and it won't come out of the mould properly. Now, last in. Keep going, keep going, keep going. That's it. Now, hopefully that's turned out good. Now we'll put in some more lead that we already cut up and squashed earlier on to fit in. Now this is one you have to be really careful. If there's wee bitties of water, if it's dumped it will explode. So stand wheel back and have your big thick glove on, just in case. Now you'll hear the big dipper here making a noise, and then it clicks now and again. So it just takes it up to the temperature and that's it off again, and it'll hold the temperature, clicking on and clicking off. Must have a wee thermostat in it. So it's a fine wee tool that. But as I say, I mean, we do a lot of wakes. We can through an awful lot of wakes. We hire in gear in our booty. So we needed that wee thingy. Welder's gloves on. Slapping a clamp. So it's ready for the next thing. Tap hem uit. Now, dinna hold on to the molds too long, because even with the welder's gloves on, it'll burn right through the heat and burn your fingers. So just kinda scope them out and dinna hold them out too long. Better using a wee pliers or something doing this. Dinna touch that mould if ever you do, because it's just burning here. So I'm just laying it on, because I can't lay it on with the gloves on, because I can't take a hold of it with clips. But watch that, you know. Pop that on, and then next thing on the top, we clip again on the top here. I'm hoping you see it. I'll just have a looky. Hope you see it. Glove on again. And just go on it, because it's so easy to knock a clip off. Right in the top. We clip on again, next to the end, glove on again, actually I've got this one's around my own. We need all the pouring bits at the same side, all the funnel bits. So the wet clip's been in here, so I'm not touching up my bare hand, because that'll heat it up off of the mould. So a new clip again. Pop it on. Glove on. Set that on. There's our mould on top. We clip it again. The top here. Cast to the edge. push that on to the clump. Clump it. And that's it, I'll set up again for the next shift. Make sure that you get all your pouring holes on the same row. Now I'm going to knock this. See the pans are sticking out a wee bit, eh? So just knock them in a bit. That's fine. That's it, ready for a pour again. Meanwhile, the big dippers are clicking away, coming on and off, and melting the lead. Now, clean all the slag off again, or whatever you want to call it. The wee pot so the lead comes out of it. Now what's that? Heat up a ice cream scoop that we're using for a ladle. And we'll try our scenes this time. Same again, slow, steady pour. Then I stop, whatever you do. That's it. Heat up a ladle again. Same again. Steady pour. That's it. And we're just doing the 8 ounces. So it'll just be as fuller here. Same again. Steady pour. Sometimes if you're a wee bit shocky handed, you cover a hole and it sits on the top of the hole before you even get a start, which is no good. And what's that? It doesn't matter if it spills over the top, as long as you fill everything inside. This all gets cut off when you want. Heat up the ladle with an ice cream scoop. Pull it up. Steady pour again. Keep it going, that's it. Heat up the ladle again. Then I did too quick, or you want to keep a lead as high a temperature as possible, so it doesn't start sitting on the top of the funnel on the mold. Good. Heat up the ladle again. Steady pour. Heat up the ladle again. That's it. Casing's off. Watch out, Inch. Move back on. See, just that few minutes I was holding that mold. I'm feeling the heat coming through that gloves. So you can't scutter too long. Now, as you see, there's wee bumps on that mold, so you don't need the clips. They just go on. And that's it in ready again to pour. So it's fine and quick, aren't you? Now, it's another batch doing. Now, there's a certain satisfaction opening them out of the molds and seeing the brand new shiny lead. Now that's a finished lead. You've just cut off that excess bitty. Just put the snippers on it, get a squeeze, and that's it. And you can dump the excess back into the pot. Same again. Just a wee squeeze, and that's it. Then there's this ends. Just the same again. Wee squeeze, and that's it. And that in. Same again. Now, that's the finished article. Dat bony now. Bony wichtig. And this eens here, I'm not going to touch him yet, they're still hot. But this eens here is my favourite. I don't know if it why, but I like that eens best. I think they maybe cut through the water better or something. I don't know. They probably all just work the same. Finished and looking bony. As I was saying, welder's gloves, mask, just in case it explodes, because it does. I've experienced it myself. And I do recommend you wear a mask now, because you are dealing with lead. And you'll maybe get lead poisoning. I don't know. If you enjoy watching my videos, mind and like them, and subscribe to my wee channel, Fishnthings. Now, that's everything for now, but watch out for more videos, and I'll catch you after.